This video is on how to replace a watch battery. I've got two types of watches here. One's a snap back and the other is the screw type back. And we'll go over on how to replace the battery on both of those. The first step is to make sure the back of the watch is clean, and anything that falls into the watch can damage it. So you want to make sure your hair is not wet, you're not sweating, make sure your hands are clean, wash your hands, get all the oil off of your hands, use soap and water, and make sure the back of the watch is clear. I would not recommend using water back here because, again, you do not want to get water into the watch. So use a nice dry cloth and clean it well. A brush works well. I have this little brush. It's a cosmetic brush. It's never been used for cosmetics, but it's a nice dry brush and it will scratch stuff out of the way. Okay, so the next thing is to look for a notch, and in this case there's a notch. I don't know if you can see it on camera here, but there's a notch that's designed for popping the back off, and that's where I'm going to push the tool into, and then I'm going to use a prying motion both this way and back and forth. So my tool, my common tool, is this old steak knife, and I've put some masking tape on it so I don't hurt my fingers, don't cut myself by accident. The tip is still sharp, but also these tips are brittle and you can pop a piece off and go into your eye, so be sure to wear eye protection. I'm also going to hold the watch with a towel so that I don't cut myself. And what you do is you set the knife into that notch and you push in and you twist and it pops off. Now, we don't want any dirt falling into the watch, and it's very common to have a lot of grunge around the outside, so you got to make sure that that's not there. You want to use a clean lint-free cloth to wipe around the back, and also notice on the back there's a notch. And when we go to put that back on, that notch is very important. It needs to line up with the setting stem. Okay. In this watch, here's the battery. It's this round thing right here. And to get the battery out, you can see here there's a finger here, a little finger here maybe you can see, sort of, and then there's a finger over here. It's like a spring tensioner. So I'm going to take this plastic thing out, get it out of the way. Notice that this plastic thing also has a notch in it, and that notch is going to line up with the setting stem over here. So to get this battery out, one kind of pushes it away, but I have to also pry it up out of there because the battery is sitting in almost like a little hole. So I'm going to lift the battery up against the spring and then push it out with my thumb. And we'll see how that works. Aha, okay, worked first time. Excellent. So here's the battery. Notice that the plus side is up. You can't see it, but on the battery there's a very tiny little plus sign. And you want to make sure that the new battery goes in oriented the same way. This is the negative side. You'll see the band around it. And here's the plus sign. I wonder if I can get it closer. That gets blurred. Okay, so there's the negative side, and the plus side is this side. And we'll have a plus sign on it. I recommend getting the same battery as the one that came out. There are substitutes, but the substitutes, they can change the chemistry of the battery, and some watches are not tolerant of that. So the safest thing to do is get a battery that's exactly the same type. Okay, again, you want to make sure your hands are clean and oil free. You want to wipe the watch around here. You want to wipe the battery. If there's any corrosion in here, you want to remove that. And I oftentimes use a cotton bud or something, and I like, if it's a paper type cotton bud, I break the stick and I use the stick to actually remove any corrosion. And you want to remove the corrosion and let it fall out of the watch. You can also use a toothpick, but be really, really careful you do not bend anything, catch it on anything. But again, get the corrosion out of there. I do not recommend using water or any chemicals like that. That can really make a mess of your watch. So just take it out. If there's anything in there, take it out dry. Wipe the contacts. You can see one contact is here and the other contact is over here. Wipe them off carefully. Then take your new battery and insert the new battery into the watch like this. This one will snap in. It goes underneath those little fingers. It snaps in. So you can see it's back in the original position. Replace this, again taking care that the notch is in the right location. Okay, then check the notch in the back. Make sure there's no hair, dirt, or anything around the O-ring. Set that side into the watch so that it's all nice and lined up in there. Hold that down and use your other hand to snap it into place. Then you need to check around to make sure that the back is seated evenly all the way around. If it's up in one place, it's not seated properly. You'll have to take it off and do it again. So this one's okay, it's ready to go. If you have the screw type back, the common tool I like to use for that is none other than some needle nose pliers. I just set it down on a firm surface, something that's not going to scratch the watch. You have to make sure that the pliers are straight up and down. Press and turn, and this one's coming off rather easily. Don't slip because it will scratch the back of the watch. And once it starts to turn, it's much easier just to use your fingers. Just apply pressure on both sides and it will start rotating around. And it comes off. In this case, the battery would be here. The battery's already gone. Clean it up as with the other watch. In this one, you put the back in place, screw it down nice and slowly and evenly. Do not cross thread it, that's important. Once the back is seated, you just want to give it about a 1/16 of a turn. So not a quarter of a turn, just about a 1/16 of a turn, and you'll be able to see that the back will be seated all the way down. This one's still up a little bit. And that's it. So that's how you replace the battery in both a snap type watch and a screw type back watch.